Welcome back to Just Scribble for a long-awaited video. Well, maybe it's just long-awaited for me because I have been wanting to film this video for you guys for a while and I haven't had a chance, and it's also one of my favorite types of videos to watch. So hopefully it's something that you guys like to see. Also, this is the setup, or my setup, in my B6 Common Planner from Sterling Ink that I'm using as my everyday carry. So I just wanted to walk you guys through my setup and how I'm using this planner. So I do have my Common Planner in this Gilio Appunto B6. I do have a video on this, so you can check that out. I will try to remember to put a link up above so you guys can check that out. And in this planner, I have my B6 Stalogy, which is my health and wellness planner. I do have a separate video on this. In my pockets, I have just a little bit of decor, a magnetic pin, and this little calendar. It's a January calendar from Happy Daya that I just think is cute, so I stuck it there. And then I have my stencils from Dear Lily, which I have a video on. I'm loving these stencils. So I have the stencils that I'm using in my planners, and then I have this card that says Beyond Measure. And then in this pocket, I just have some stickers from Randy Dot Plans that I use in my planners. And then my B6 Stalogy Health and Wellness sits in the front of this cover, and my Common Planner sits in the back. Now I am using the half-year Common Planner, so it is just half a year, January through June, so it's not as thick, and that allows me to pair these two together because I do touch my planner, my everyday carry, multiple times a day. And so the more often that I touch this, if this is next to it, the more often I touch my health and wellness. And so it helps me use my health and wellness because that is an area that I struggle with, and something that I need a lot is health and wellness. In the back of the cover, I just have some stickers. Some of them are from Sterling Ink, some of them are from Allie Brown, some Lexi Kylie, some Pretty Planner Craft, and according to Allie, they just kind of sit back there. But what we're here to talk about is my Sterling Ink B6 half year, and I do have a post-it note on here. I tend to make notes to myself on post-it notes of things so I don't forget. If it's something that I don't really need to write down and keep in my planner, it's something that I can throw away once I've done it. I do make notes on post-its and then I stick them to my covers. So I do have a post-it note here to remind me of a few things. But I have this planner in the clear cover from Sterling Ink. This honestly isn't my favorite cover. It is very thin and flexible, which doesn't bother me, but it tends to stick to things. I don't know if it's because there's no print on it and it's just clear, or if it's the specific material that this one is made out of. It tends to stick to my other planner covers. And so I'm not a huge fan of it, but it works and it does its job, so I haven't changed out of it. I do have my half year in there. And then I did make this picture. I didn't make it. I found the image on Canva, resized it, and printed it so that I could put it inside here because I thought it was really pretty. I just liked the little typewriter and the bright colors. So that's my cover. And then in the front pocket, I just have some extra stickers, some Mandy Lynn Plans, Randy Dot Plans, Lexi Kylie holiday stickers, and then a freebie from Lexi Kylie. So I just kind of keep those stuck in there. And then I have some transparent sticky notes stuck in there in case I need it. Full disclosure, there are parts of this planner that still aren't fully set up. And yes, I know we're in February and it's not fully set up, but there are parts in this planner that aren't fully set up. It's kind of a twofold thing. Part of it is I just haven't had the time. And then part of it is I'm not sure how I want to use a couple of sections. Like I know what I'm putting in there, but I don't know how I want to do it. So I've kind of left them blank for now, and I'm just focusing on using the planner for its main intention, which is to keep me organized. So on the front page where it has the year and the size and the name of the planner, I have this beautiful abstract from Allie Brown, and then I have this sticker from According to Allie. And then the opening page is a yearly overview, and it might be kind of hard to tell because it is kind of faint, but what I've done is I have highlighted with a Zig Clean Color Dot pink marker my company holidays, and then with these little circle stickers, I think these ones are from Planner Kate. I'm not 100% sure, but with a coordinating color, I have put these little circle stickers over all of the days that my kiddo doesn't have school. So the circles around indicate that there's no school, and then the highlighted places mean that it's a company holiday. So in some of them, like January 2nd or April 7th, we are both off. So it's highlighted underneath, and then the circle sticker is on top. So I'm just using this to track my days off and my kiddos' days off. And because this is a half-year planner, and also because I don't have our 2023-24 school calendar yet, I only have the first half of the year marked for his school. But that's what I'm using this for. I don't usually use these yearly overview pages. I don't find them super helpful. I know some people like to mark off the days as they go through the year, so that way they can see the weeks that have gone by and things like that. I don't find that useful, but I thought this would be helpful just as a quick visual of when my kiddo doesn't have school and also when I don't have to go to work. So the next 2 pages are one of the areas that is blank that I haven't done yet. Let me tuck this in. So I'm not sure what I want to do with these 2 pages, so I have left them blank. I know I don't intend to use these for an index, which is I know what a lot of people have used them for. I think I may use it for a vision board. I may print out a vision board and stick it in here. I did think about that. I also thought about leaving it blank until the end of the notebook, until the end of June, and then printing out pictures from the first half of the year of things that were special to us or memories that were special, and then putting those photos down here. And so this would be kind of like a memory keeper page for the first half of the year after the half of the year is complete. So I would go back through our phones in June, July, and then add photos here. So it's either going to be a vision board or a place for memory keeping photos, or that's the plan. The next 2 pages are her goal breakdown spread. And so it has a place here where you write your goals. And so it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 categories. And then you can write across someday, 1 year, half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily, the things that you need to do to reach that goal. Now we do have goals, and I do have goals that I am planning on putting in this, but I haven't decided if I want to type them out and stick them in here or if I'm going to hand write them. And so I'm kind of still working through the breakdown of our goals and breaking down the goals in each category into the someday, 1 year, half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So I haven't filled this out yet, but I will. I think that this goal page is really awesome. We do think about and talk through our goals a lot, and we do work towards them. And I think it's nice to have a place to have it written down, and I do plan on using it. I just haven't gotten there yet. I will say that once I figure out how I want to do this, then it will be easier going forward. So when I set up the second book for the second half of the year, I will very easily be able to take this information and transfer it over. And so the setup for book 2 and then also 2024 and so on will go a lot faster because I will have already figured out how I want to use it, and then I can just transfer information over. And if something isn't working, I can kind of tweak it as I go. So the next pages, let me take off this little book dart. The next pages are quarterly breakdowns, and because this is just the first half of the year, it's just the first 2 quarters. So this is January through March, Q1, and then April to June, Q2, because this is just the first half of the year. So it doesn't have the full year worth of quarterly breakdowns in here. It just has the quarters that apply to this book. But it has a section up here for priorities, which I actually have already written down. I just haven't transferred them in here because some of them are a little bit personal because they do relate to some of our goals. So I was waiting until after I filmed this to write them down. But what I did was I divided this into 4 sections for the 4 main goal sections that I have and that we have as a family. So one has to do with our home, one has to do with health, one has to do with finances or money, and then one has to do with social. So social interaction with family and friends. And then it has these monthly sections here. So January, February, and March. And I honestly don't know how I'm going to use this. Initially, I was going to carry these categories down and I was going to divide these into 4 sections, and I was going to break down these 4 priorities by month of the things that I needed to do related to those priorities for each month. But I kind of already do that in my planner and in the back pages, and so that seemed a little bit redundant. So then I thought instead maybe I would divide it into 4 and I would just recap how we did or what we did in the month at the end of the month after the month was over for each of those 4 categories. And that might be what I do. I obviously haven't done January, but it's not that far into February, so it's easy to go back and do. But that might be what I do, sort of a review of the month. And so I think that's what I might do. I have seen some people use these for other things. You can print teeny tiny pictures and you can put them there as like a memory keeper. You can use it just for to-do lists that you have for the entire month, like a master to-do list. You could use it for your meal plannings for the month. You could use it for additional trackers, like there's some trackers over here, but you could do different trackers here. So you could do like a chart where you plot out your sleep or your weight, and you could have your pounds or the hours or whatever this way on this axis, and then across you could have the days of the month, and then you could plot it out and draw a little line graph. So that would be good. I saw someone on Instagram is printing out teeny tiny photos of the books that they read that month, and then they're gluing them in there and they're using this as their book tracker. That's also an awesome use. So I really haven't figured out exactly how I want to use this. I think I'm going to use it as a sort of recap for the month, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just leaving this blank until I figure it out. And if I don't figure it out, then I will just add a sticker or doodle or just leave it blank. And then on this page, you have what's kind of set up as trackers. And what I've done is I've highlighted with a Tombow every other column just because it's easier for me to see when I'm going and checking things. And I'm just tracking habits on there. I'm not putting all the habits that I'm tracking, and I'm also not filling out all of the months at once. I'm just doing the month that I'm in because I'm not hugely big on habit tracking. I think habit tracking is really helpful and important when you're trying to create a habit. But once it's become a habit, I find it very mundane to go back and just check it off if it's something that I'm doing naturally. So I don't know that the habits that I track will be the same every single month, and I don't know if I will change what I want to use this for. But I do have habits up here that I'm tracking, and then I also have pain, which I need to go back and fill out because I have that written down, and so I need to go back and put little marks. But what I am tracking right now is creating, so art or lettering or drawing, things like that. Journaling, where I'm like really journaling, like sitting down in my Dear Diary and journaling. Movement, hydration, weighing in, and then the last two are for pain. So I have a back injury, so it's back pain, and then I suffer from migraines, so migraines, and so that's the part I need to fill in. And I didn't put anything in the very last column. I don't know if I will at some point need extra columns and add something, but right now that's all I'm tracking. And I haven't put anything down here. I think I'll probably end up putting like a little key for pain level down there, and then adding some washi tape or sticker at the end of the quarter once I know I don't need to put anything else down there. But that's kind of how I'm using these pages, or intend on using them. And then this is for the second quarter. And then we go into the monthlies. So I was using a Wonderland 222 2022, and I used that planner through the end of the year. I didn't move into this planner until I completed that planner, but I did go ahead and decorate and backfill the December monthly because I wanted to see how it would look and how everything would fit, because I was using an A5 in the Wonderland 222, and so this is a smaller monthly. So just kind of wanted to use it as a test. And so I went back and I backfilled that. And what I did was I put black boxes around days that were company holidays, so it was really easy for me to see that it was a holiday. And then I marked my vacation on here, and important things are highlighted and then written. And then I used some stickers from Live Love Posh, and I actually don't remember where this little hot cocoa sticker is from. It was like on a freebie. So, and then it goes into January, which I started using at the beginning of the year. And the same idea, I do use this very functionally. So it's our appointments, things we need to remember, school events, things like that. I mark like if my husband's going to be out of town. I mark holidays. I mark important things that happened that I don't want to forget when I go back and journal in our memory journal. I mark specialty things like our trash and recycle moved a day that week because of Martin Luther King holiday. So I made a note so I wouldn't forget. Or we had bulky pickup that day, so I marked that. One thing that I started doing with the Wonderland 222, which I'm doing with this planner, is that I actually have, let me move this clip too because I have a little heart clip over here, is to pre-decorate all of the monthlies in my planner. That way, when things come up, appointments get booked, I can go ahead and put them immediately into my planner. And since it's already decorated, if I want to use a specialty color to highlight or something like that, I already know what color to use because the stickers are already laid down. And so I can already coordinate it and it already matches. I've seen a lot of people talking lately on Instagram and also on YouTube about using whole separate pre-planners, like planners where all they do is pre-plan in them. Some of them has said they do it because that's their messy planner, so they just jot stuff down and then they don't share that planner on Instagram, and then they transfer everything over into their real planner, and then that's what they show on Instagram when it's written with pretty handwriting and all of the things. And some of them are using it just to forward plan their lives when things get scheduled, or they know about a kid's upcoming event for school or for sports or whatever, because they don't want to put it into their planner yet because they're not yet to that month. And so they put it in this pre-planner, and then when they set up their month for the month at the beginning of the month, or like a couple days before the month, then they transfer it all in. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to keep 2 different planners for the same information. I have no desire to keep a separate, like, ugly planner where my handwriting isn't as nice. Sometimes my handwriting in this planner is terrible, and sometimes it's really, really pretty, and it doesn't matter because its sole job is to keep me organized and to be functional. And so my handwriting doesn't matter if I share it on Instagram and it's messy handwriting on a particular day, that's fine. If something gets rescheduled and I have to cross it out, that's fine. But I do like to be able to use color in my planner. It makes me happy, it brings joy to me, and I do like to have my planner look aesthetically pleasing. So I want the colors of the pens or the markers that I use in my planner to match the decor on that page. So what I found works for me, and I know it may not work for everybody, is to pre-decorate all of my monthlies in the planner, and then anytime anything comes up, I can go ahead and put it down in my planner, and I can coordinate it if I need to for color, or if I'm going to add like a sticker from Narrative Hues to like put behind something, I can already pick the color that matches the decor that I've decorated with. So I have already pre-decorated, so I will show you that. But this is my monthly from January, and I do have all my monthlies tabbed. So there's my tabs. These are from Gracie Edits. These are some of my favorite tabs. They're very thin, but they're still sturdy. They're non-obtrusive because they're clear, easy to stick down. I just really, really like them. So I have my Gracie Edits tabs on here. And then these are my monthlies. So this planner does have all your monthlies, then all your weeklies, and then all your dailies or blank pages. I do actually prefer a planner that has your months and your weeks together, so that I don't have to flip back and forth so much, which is why I had this on here, because I was marking so that I could get back and forth between the monthly that I'm in and the week that I'm in. And so I don't like having to flip through a bunch of pages back and forth. So because they're not together, I keep a little clip on there. But this is my February so far. Most of the stickers in the monthlies are from Live Love Posh, like all the floral stickers. But these stickers here, like the XO and these little wine glasses, those are from like an extra sticker sheet I had from an old Happy Planner sticker book. And then these little XOs, the tiny ones, they were on a freebie sticker that I had gotten, so I tossed those down because they kind of matched. But I have February, and in February I highlighted the days of the week at the top. I did not do that in January, so just depends on the month and what I was feeling like. This is March. These are Happy Planner stickers, and I actually don't like them, but I thought they kind of looked like shamrocks, and so I decided to turn them into shamrocks. I took the stem off of one of the flowers and kind of added it to this one to make it look like a 4-leaf clover, and then I laid this one on its side and stuck these other stickers. I think it's cute, and the colors match for St. Patrick's Day. And then I have April, and this time I colored the whole row across for the days of the week. All of the holiday stickers, so like the Good Friday sticker, those are from Lexi Kylie Designs. And then these birthday stickers, those are from Mandolin Plans. And then I hand lettered the name next to the birthday stickers. So some things are already scheduled out, so I've already gone in and added them because they were decorated and I could color coordinate the way that I wanted. Then we have May, Live Love Posh again. Let me take this out. And then we have June, and then I did already decorate July, even though July will be in the other half year book, because as we go through the first half of the year, things will get scheduled. I actually have something where I already needed to notate it, and so that way things will already be written down in July and I can easily transfer them over. So those are the monthlies, and then we go into the weeklies, which I also have tabbed, but with these smaller Gracie Edit tabs, just so I can find the beginning of each month's weekly pages. The first week that's in here is actually the last week of December and technically the first week of January since the first was on a Sunday. And so this page is actually duplicative of what's in my A5 Wonderland 222. I didn't want to leave this page blank, and I also wanted to kind of get a feel for using this layout in this planner. And so I went ahead and decorated it and filled it out. I was on vacation this week, so this week doesn't look like my normal weeks in this planner or the way that I've been using this planner to plan. I just used it as a memory journal, and I actually did this weekly at the same time I was doing my Wonderland 222 weekly. So I did them at the same time. I didn't go back and back plan it. I just used them concurrently that week. And then this is my first real week in this planner. My layout is pretty much the same every week. It's pretty consistent. I do change things up a little bit, but it is pretty consistent week to week. I use this planner, or how I've been using this planner week to week, and I expect that will pretty much stay the same most of the time, but it will change weeks where I'm on vacation, or if we're traveling, or if something special is happening at work, or when school's out, it will change a little bit. And so I'm not necessarily sticking to using this as a time blocked vertical layout every single week, but most weeks that's how I'll use it because it keeps me organized and it works for me. So what I'm doing is there is a monthly calendar. Let me find a week I haven't done yet. There's a monthly calendar over here on every single week. I don't like this monthly calendar. I find it to be a waste of space. I could use it for something else. And I don't need that monthly calendar for anything. So what I've been doing is using that as a place to allow myself to have some decor. So in every week, since I've been using this planner, I'm putting some sort of sticker here as decor. And then I'm using the sidebar for to-do list and shopping list. So that's kind of what's gone on in the sidebar. I was on vacation that Monday, so I didn't use the Monday in like a time tracking. Instead, I've sort of bucketed what I did that day. But most of the weeks, and you'll see it as I flip through, is I'm time tracking my day. So I mark when I have work, and then I mark things throughout the day that happen or that I need to keep track of or that I've done. At the bottom of the day, around the 8 o'clock hour, I have little task lists for each day. And this happens Monday through Thursday because I have things I need to do every single night, Monday through Thursday, to get us ready for the next day for work and the next day for school, and remember to take the trash out, the recycle out, and all those kinds of things. So around 8 o'clock at night on the time tracker piece of it is when I start my little task lists of the things that I do in the evening. And I generally do those things between 8 and 10 p.m. So it actually fits in line with when I do them during the day. And then if I want to track Happy Mail, I'll use the extra space at the bottom, like here where I track some Happy Mail. I have done some trackers on the weeklies and some of the pages. I generally do those either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or across those days because those days are a little less structured for us. I don't generally, this particular Friday was an exception, but I don't generally work as late on Fridays, so I have a little bit of extra space. And then I add other decor, usually with the sticker here, and then the other sticker being somewhere on the Saturday, Sunday area because I don't time track really those days. Instead, it's more like just keeping track of what I did. The stickers here, these are Coffee Monster Co. stickers. These are Live Love Posh stickers. And then these are from Planner Kate, the little trash can stickers. But I'll just kind of flip through real quick. Every week is pretty much the same, and I do pre-decorate a week or two out, just that way in case I want to write something down, it's already pre-decorated. So I have already actually decorated next week, and this has been decorated for about 2 weeks. So I will be going and decorating like the next 2 weeks or pre-setting them up. So that way the core structure is there in case I need to add something to my planner, and it also makes the setup for my week a lot faster if we end up being really busy and I don't have a lot of time on the weekend to get ready for the next week. So it just saves me a little bit of time when I'm sitting down to decorate. It's fun and relaxing and I enjoy it. And so I just kind of do a few weeks at a time, and then I don't do it for a couple weeks, and then I do a few weeks at a time. So that's kind of how I've been doing it, and it works really well for me. So this is the week of Valentine's Day, and this is kind of how I decorate each week. I put a sticker over here to cover up that monthly. I leave the sidebar open for like to-do lists. I don't decorate a whole lot in the Monday through Thursday range. I can use this little section down here if I want for decor, or I can leave it blank to track or journal or what have you. And then I add a little bit of decor on Saturday or Sunday or Friday evening, because those are the areas where I know I won't really need to write down on my planner, or I can work around it or add a box sticker if I need to. So I will be decorating the next couple of weeks and getting those ready. So before the week starts, the stickers will already be laid down. I'll go in and add my work schedule, my check boxes with my stencils, and get it all kind of set up. And then as I go through the week, I will just add to it. So I will add to my to-do list. I will add things during the day if there's things that I need to write about or journal about or remember, and all of the things. So that's how my weeklies are going and how I'm using them. Time tracking during the day, my little to-do lists for each evening, to-dos, shopping, and then the weekends are a little bit more flexible. A little more journaling, a little bit of to-dos. And then in the back, you have blank grid pages. So you have all of these blank grid pages in the back. And I'm using these very similar to the way I used them when I was doing a bullet journal in Astrology. So when I bullet journaled in Astrology, my planner was from the front back, and then my collections were from the back to the front. And that's the same way I'm using these note pages. So in the back, can't show you everything, but I can show you some stuff. In the back on the last page, I do have a page where I just kind of marked the halfway points and the number of columns and rows. It's just easier if I need to divide up a page. And I have like a little washi graveyard back here. And then I dedicated a page here. I need to print it out, but I have a resizing cheat sheet for resizing printables. So I'm going to put that there. And then these two pages, it's going to be kind of hard to see because it's really light. I wrote camp. It's for the calendar for my kiddos, camp for the summer. I don't have the camp schedules yet, but when we get them, I will print them out and glue them in, kind of like how I've done his school schedule. And then here I am setting up a bill tracker, and once I have it set up, I will actually share photos of it on Instagram, and I'll try to remember to put them in the community tab too so you guys can see them, because once I fill them out, I don't want to share information. But I am setting up a bill tracker in these pages for the first half of the year. I have everything on a post-it note, so I need to get this set up so I can move it in. But what I have is I have the name of the bill here, and then columns for January through June here. And then I have it divided up between monthly, quarterly, and annual. And this is just like a master of all the bills that we have, because we have some things that only do annually, some things do quarterly, and then most of the things do monthly. And so I'm going to put down all the bills there. And then as we pay them, I just check off the month that they were paid. And then I made a little key at the bottom that just says whether it's an auto payment or a split payment, if it's something that we split and pay in 2 payments. And then I'm dividing these other pages, the other 3 pages. So there's a half for each month: January, February, March, April, May, June. And here's where I'm tracking the actual amount. So it'll have the bill, the date, and the amount that we're paying. I like to have the exact date that we paid, not just marking that it's been paid. And I like knowing the amount because a lot of our bills aren't the same every single month. And so I want to be able to have that. I do have a bill tracker. Well, it's not a bill tracker. It's like a whole budget section in our family hub planner. And I will have a video on that coming soon, so you guys can check that out as well. And that's got like our full budget papers in it. And that's our like main way to track and keep everything all in one place. But I pay bills a lot when I'm at the office, and I always have this planner with me. And so I wanted a place where I had a dedicated spot to write it down. And also so when I'm just going through my planner, I can double check to make sure everything's accounted for. And then I can update our home hub planner as needed for our budget. So the next 2 pages, these are for Mandy Lynn Plan's washi subscription. So I do get her washi subscription. My newest one just got shipped, so it will go here. And so this is the one I got in January. February will go here, March, April, May, and June. And so I'm sticking the samples of her washi for the 3 washis that come in her subscription, and then it comes with a die cut, and so I'm sticking the die cut there. I don't usually use them, so I thought it would be a nice pretty page in my planner. And then I am making a list of sticker shops that I like. I have notes here for my B6 BDS that I'm going to order. I have some notes for planners for 2024, and then as I think of things or want to add things, I'll just keep adding that direction. And then from the front back, I even already pre-decorated the week of Mother's Day because I had these flowers and they were the only things left on a sticker sheet, and I thought they were pretty for Mother's Day, so I tossed them down. So it's already decorated. But from the front back, I'm going kind of by month. So this was my January page, and I do have actually a tip-in I'm going to be adding on top of this, but this was my January like start page, and this was literally just a brain dump of all the things on January 1st that I was thinking about that we needed to do this year or this quarter or this month. So I just kind of grouped them into categories, and so it's just kind of a big brain dump to-do list. And then I have my word of the year, which is simplify. And then I have spots around it of the things that we want to simplify or that I want to simplify. So I have that there. And then I have some journaling in here. And then I have some notes for my new office. I was promoted at work and I moved into a new office. So I have some notes about that, some weekly pages that I set up. And then our puppy turned 2. So I have a page to put her photo here and some notes I found on a Post-it note about our dogs. And so I put those there. I was taking some notes on note-taking, which is kind of funny, I guess. So these are my note-taking notes, and then another weekly. And then this is where I'm going to do like a February cover page. And then I was taking some notes on language learning. I used to speak Spanish really well, but you know, when it's your second language, if you don't use it, you kind of lose it. And so I want to get back into it for both work and personal. And so I was taking some notes on that. But that is how I am using my B6 Common Planner from Sterling Ink. I just wanted to share it with you guys, let you guys see how I'm using it. I am curious if you guys are using this planner. I kind of showed a flip through in the same process, but I may do an actual like January flip through of all my planners. I decide if I'm going to do a January flip through of all my planners or if I'm going to wait and do a flip through at the end of Q1. But that is my Common Planner and how I'm using it. I adore this planner. I absolutely love it. B6 is my happy place, my happy size. It is the planner size and notebook size that I am the most comfortable in. It is portable enough, but not so portable that I feel cramped or don't have enough space for functional planning or that it's hard for me to write in. And so I really enjoy this size. I'm really loving the Sans Zen paper. It handles mildliners and Tombows and click art pens and fountain pens and gel pens. Everything that I throw at it, it handles it really well. I love the sound that it makes when it turns the pages. I've actually come to really love the gilded edges of my planner. I just really like this planner. I'm really excited about using it. I do have a pre-order of her undated B6 and A5 planners coming. I think they come in March or April. When those come, I will definitely share them with you. I'll do an unboxing, and then we'll also talk about what I'm using them for or how I'm going to be using them because I do have plans for them. But I am really loving this planner. I'm so happy that Catherine designed it. I'm so excited that it's popular and that she's going to be making it again next year because I know this will be my planner for 2024 as well for my EDC. And I just really, really love it. So I'm super excited about it. But that's my video on how I'm using my B6 Common Planner from Sterling Ink. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below and I will definitely get back with you. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this share of my B6 Common Planner setup. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos. And don't forget to just scribble.